Good day from Red Vale RV. Today I'm going to show you how to set up this 2023 Swift base camp. We're making this video as we have sold this camper to outside of the Auckland region and the owner can't make it here to get it handed over in person. So it was a good opportunity for us to make a YouTube video for any clients who do own one of these Swift base camps, and I'm going to show you how to set it up on a very basic level. Okay, so we're going to start on the outside and we're going to set the camper up externally before we jump on in. If we do everything correct on the outside, when we go on in and start pushing buttons, everything should just come to life. So we'll start with our tools down the front here. First off, we have our leg winder handle. Now, this caravan has a leg on each corner or a stabilizer. To put the legs up and down, you simply attach the tool with a socket in there, and then you wind it clockwise or anti-clockwise, and a leg will come up and down. I have one of the back legs down already. That is very important before we step inside the camper to avoid it doing a wheelie. Next thing, we'll go for the power system. This camper has a 12-volt predominant power system, which runs off the deep cycle battery. If solar is fitted to your camper, second the sun comes out, that battery is going to fill up with power or energy. That power then runs your water pump, your lighting, and your gas safety circuits. So another way to get power inside your camper is by plugging it into 230 volts or mains power. Tucked away in this front locker, we have this caravan's power lead, but for demonstration purpose, we've used one of our leads. We plug it in there. The second we plug that in there and we plug the other end into a caravan power plant, such as at a campground, 230 volts of mains power will go through this caravan. Any power point inside will now work, and a big automatic battery charge will now be charging that deep cycle battery. You then have essentially unlimited power. Next, we have water. This caravan has a full water system and an onboard water heating system. To give this caravan water, we have the water hog here. This holds 50 litres of fresh water. You fill this up at a garden hose and you roll this over to your caravan. On the way past, you grab this from your front locker there. You come down here with me to this front flap here. We lift that up and that is our fresh water intake. We drop this end into the water and we plug the other end into the caravan like so. When the water pump inside kicks on, it's going to take fresh water from this barrel, it's going to take it into the caravan, throw it through the sink, and then it's going to come out the drains down here. And out down here, this is our grey water outlet. You can either let it trickle out onto the floor, but if you are at a campsite that requires you to catch this grey water, you attach this hose to there and the other end of it to there. This is called your grey water tank. When that is full, you then take that to a dump station or a garden if you're allowed, and you empty the grey water into there. While we are on this side of the camper and we're on the subject of water, behind this door here, this is our black water tank. So this is where our number 1s and 2s go. And here is our water flush tank. So we fill this up with fresh water until it overflows. When you hit the flush button on the toilet, it takes water from this very top tank and it flushes through the bowl of the toilet and it lands in the black water cassette here. When that is getting full, you slide that out and you take that to a dump station and you empty the human waste in there. Before we leave this side here, I'll just point out, this is the onboard gas heating system exhaust pipe. It is important that this is never covered because bad gases do come out of there. And there is another exhaust pipe down there that it's important not to cover as well. On this side here, this particular model has a shower, an external shower, and that white bag up the front there is a brand new shower that you plug into there. You can shower outside the camper. All right, so now we'll come around the other side. On this side here, we have a few more lockers. This is the Motor Mover Keyway, which we're going to get to shortly. This one here is an outdoor gas barbecue port. So if you do have like a Weber barbecue, you can plug it into there and use the caravan's gas. Down the back there, we have an outdoor 230 volt mains power point. Here we have the gas vents for our fridge, so it's important that these are not covered. And at the front here, we have our tool locker. In here, you'll find our spare tyre, our power lead, and our 9 kilo LPG bottle. This caravan can hold 2. To use the LPG, we must turn the bottle on here and the tap on there. When traveling, it is important to have the bottle off. Right, let's go inside. Alrighty. So generally your caravan would be in the off position. Currently it is in the on position. We're going to start up at the command center up here. This is our on and off switch for a Swift of this generation. And the lighting, then the control board will come up here. To turn our pump on and off, we simply hit that button there. And when we turn a tap on now, you'll hear the pump rumble into life and you'll get water. This switch here turns our awning light on and off. And this one here is the master control for our onboard lights. These areas here in the base camp model, the heating and fridge, those are not in use in this model. If you go into the settings, you can change things such as the time, etc. You've got USB power points throughout this caravan, which will work off the caravan's battery. But if you see any of these mains power points, they will only work when the caravan is plugged into power. You've also got 12 volt sockets for things like televisions dotted about the place. All right, so now we get onto our appliances. If we want to do some cooking, this is a gas cooking only model. So you're required to have your LPG bottle on. You need to have the caravan main switch on at that command center. And then we've got our electronic ignition here. If you want to use any of the gas hobs, simply select which one, push, turn, and away it goes. Same with the oven, use the electronic ignition there. When we're using our water, if we have that pump switch on, it's important to run the tap on hot and cold for a couple of seconds each way when you first connect up that water, just to get any of that air out of the system. If you find the water is not draining out of your sink, you need to open that tap on the grey water hose out the back there, which I showed you earlier. Okay, so that is our kitchen area. We're going to now swing around to our fridge. Now, this is a 3-way fridge freezer unit. We have an on-off switch there to our left. We have a triangle there that is telling us if there is a problem, if there is a fault. We've got battery, gas, and mains power and automatic mode. If I flick through the modes, it is going to change what fuel this fridge is running off. Now, it's important to note that the battery icon doesn't mean it's running off the caravan's battery. It actually means it's running off the tow vehicle's battery. So when you're freedom camping in this camper, you want to have it on gas. If you're plugged into mains, you want to use it on mains. So by hitting mode, we simply change what fuel this camper is running on. If we hit that button there, the little picture of the thermostat, it'll change how cold this fridge gets. When you're finished using this fridge, push and hold the off button and the entire fridge will go to sleep. Next, this camper has onboard water and onboard room heating, and it's controlled up here by this Whale control unit. This does have a full manual in it, and there are some YouTube videos of just this system. But very basically, we've got a picture of a tap, that is water heating, and a picture of the caravan, that is room heating. Currently, right now, it's showing that the green flame is lit, meaning that the room heater and the water heater are both running off the gas bottle. We can change the fuel that it's using, gas and electricity, gas and lots of electricity, or we can turn the whole system off. Making sure I haven't forgotten anything, we'll now head on into the bathroom. Thank you, Ashton. Now, as you can see, this is a nice snug bathroom being a base camp. This tap here works off the same water pump system, and the water does head out where the grey water goes, and our shower runs off that same system as well. This Thetford cassette toilet, to use this, we lift it up, and then we must open this lever here. That lets us see into the waste tank. Before we use it, flush the toilet to wet the bowl, do your business, flush it down, lock the sink away. You cannot remove the cassette on this toilet without having that locked in place. Now, last but not least, we'll now show you the motor mover control. Next up, I'm going to show you how to use the motor movers. And on the rest of the video, I really hope I haven't missed anything. I'm sure there might have been some things along the way, but in one 10-minute take, it's not too bad. So, right, motor movers. We need 2 items. We need motor movers remote. Now, this system here is an eMove automatic engage, and we need the red key. 2 items. First, we come to this front locker here. Push, turn, 90 degrees to the right, wait a couple of seconds, then we're going to turn the remote on. We're now going to wait a couple of seconds for this to pair to the computer unit that's underneath the front seats there. Now, obviously this camper is all connected to its mains power and everything like that. So in real life, we would have the caravan already packed up, ready to go. We would have the rear leg up, so we're not dragging anything around. We then want to engage these little cogs to the tyre. So I come to the remote here and I push the engage buttons. I hold that for 3 seconds. You'll notice now the cog is heading towards the tyre. Once that cog is in place, the system will beep to let me know. It is now safe to take the handbrake down, but I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. So I'm not actually going to do that. You can take that handbrake down, and now the caravan can be driven forward, back, side to side by the controller here. When we've got the caravan in the position that it needs to be in, we would reapply the handbrake. We come back down here and we hit the disengage buttons, which is these lower 2 here. Now the cog is disengaging. And once the motor movers have disengaged, we can head back over to our red key. And the system is now disengaged and we turn the remote off. All right, thank you so much for watching. I hope that helps. Cheers.
Are you looking at selling your caravan? Well, we can do all the work for you. Here at Red Vale RV, we have a busy yard where we sell over 20 caravans per month. We take photos as well as videos showing the inside and outside of your caravan, and then we advertise it nationwide. We sort all the stressful paperwork and find the right buyer so you can sit back and relax. It's as simple as that. Click on the link below or email us at admin@redvalerv.com.